every game engine you've ever heard of, developer Patchwork has created a jam in which you can submit your game about the Endraverse. And here I am creating a game. Patchwork has joined probably a bajillion of the jams that I've hosted, and he's made a bajillion times infinity games besides that. So I feel like I owe it to Patchwork to create a game for his Endraverse, and I have joined his jam. It's been a few weeks, actually, and I've been super busy with blocking tutorials. That's starting to wind down just a little bit until I get immersed into the layout tool and master that functionality. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and just decompress and make this game and give you a nice little devlog about my experience making a game in Smile Game Builder. And to do this in classic Endra fashion, I need to attach things to every item and furniture and everything that I can so that when you go inspect it, you'll get a funny message of some kind. So one of the aspects of this game that I am making, I want to make it a collection type game. Not an RPG per se. There's just a few things that I really wanted to do with it. And one of the things I wanted to do was give you lots of stuff to collect. So when you play the game, you'll get context clues to tell you, talk to the NPCs. And then when you talk to the NPCs, they'll be like, hey, I really need help. And I need this thing gotten for me. So you'll go get the thing and return to the NPC, and they'll give you a little bit of money. I realize I don't have a profile picture for my Endra-based main character, the Sepia Cat Alka. So let's get her a profile picture going on. Get rid of these little grid lines. Get rid of the grid lines that are close to her, and now I can get this eraser tool really big and get rid of the rest of the grid lines that are a little bit further away. Then magically select all of that color and erase it. Erase it all. Got some stragglers, that's okay. All right, back in SGB, I need to import this character portrait, and it's right on my desktop. All right, perfect. Okay. I don't think you can put objects on top, or events on top of objects, and I just made a quest where you have to traverse this line. Spoilers. So I'm actually going to put the objective of the quest adjacent to the pole. Or maybe I could be wrong. That event seems to be on top of the object. Let us test play and see if that is the case. I'll be darned, it is. That's awesome. We can put events on top of objects. I'm not really sure what the limitation was before. I thought that was what it was, but we have received the Shaman's Shoes. Don't ask me why the shoes are up there. That's lore. You're going to have to find that out on your own. We'll change the icon to match that of a pair of boots if we've got them. Oh yeah, we do. Definitely. Although it doesn't look like I was allowed to use the sparkle graphic up there. Interesting. You know what? I'll take a page out of Patchwork's book and I'll make a few graphics in KenShape, which I love KenShape anyway. And also, KenShape is in my taskbar. So it's in my taskbar as a quick shortcut, something I can very quickly grab and use whenever. I don't know if I'm going to be able to convey what I'm trying to convey here. We'll do dark inside shoe, tan outside shoe. Maybe that'll work. That kind of looks like the exact same thing, just two of them, I hope. Put a little bit of shine on them. Maybe that'll translate to what I'm trying to do. I don't know. It's the back of the shoe. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's better. That's actually better. Kind of looks like a pair of boots to me now. Does not look like a pair of boots from the side at all. Wow, maybe I could do this a little bit differently. Yeah, that's because the boot behind is going to be, yeah, okay. I know what to do now. I think the problem lies in the fact that I'm trying to draw two boots, and KenShape is not liking that idea, so we will not do that idea. How about that, KenShape? There, it's a boot. If you can't tell that's a boot, then I don't know how to help you. I forgot how to export to SGB format, so I watched my own video on how to do that, and gosh, it's very quiet and it's very long. I need to make a better video at some point. Probably try to make a bunch of these kinds of graphics for this game. All of the collectible graphics, I would say. I found fault with that, and now I have replaced the object graphic. That's slightly better. That's what we're going to go with. There's some Z fighting. I hate that, but it is what it is. So, turns out I do not need this pillar next to the pole to achieve that effect. Now, when you get this item, I'm not going to have any switches or anything. I'm just going to go ahead and do like an event where this guy on a second event sheet is just like, if you've got these shoes in your inventory, then he'll be excited. All right, we're also going to turn on a switch, and the event switch shall be turned. It'll be a local switch. That's what we want. The local switch will now be turned on. We'll add one more event sheet, and the add condition will be event switch, local switch. If it's on, this guy is just going to be like, I truly appreciate your kindness. Now we need to test this event, because if this event works just like this, I can copy and paste this event. But we need to understand first if there are no bugs or anything that could go wrong. All right, so here I am. There's that massive shoe on top of the pole. I'm really in a bind. What's the matter? Oh, God. That's huge. You know what? That's fine, though. It's the Endra neckbeards. They beat me up and took my shoes. Oh, I can't read that to you. That's the lore. That's the lore. We can't. Note to anybody making RPGs, make yourself one quest and then copy and paste that quest. Copy and paste that quest. And, make it easy for yourself. Yep, it worked. It worked just fine. It worked perfectly. I'm very happy about that. Now I'm going to copy and paste this event. So what that means is I'm going to have another event over here. And when you talk to this guy, the event settings are going to be different. We're going to use a different graphic, and we're going to change the condition. The local switch for this guy will remain on, and we don't need to change that at all. And that can even be the third sheet. It's not going to reuse the global event that's accessible by the other events, the global switch. It's just going to be the switch that is unique to this particular event. But instead of the shaman's shoes, we're going to be collecting something else. In this case, perhaps an antidote herb. This time, herba? We'll call it herba. We'll just go ahead and rip off Elden Ring. We need a different graphic, though, so we're going to use this lady instead. Exact same reward. She gives you coin, which is a type of currency. Probably is a slightly more elegant way to do this, because I could then turn on a switch that would keep them from having to repeat all of their dialogue every time you talk to them the first time. There we go. I think that will work. Now we've got a local variable, that switches to 1 at the end of the initial dialogue. And now whenever you talk to her, she's just like, I need this item. Just a reminder to tell you what it is she needs. Everything else we can leave alone. And, oh yeah, I got to change her graphic. All right, from my video tutorial on kin-shape to SGB, I recall that there is a line, the actual center of the model, that is to say the floor of the model, will be right here along this x-axis in kin-shape. So if I draw above this, the model will appear above ground. Anything below will appear below ground due to the nature of how this gets imported into SGB. And you can go one line below to get that. But we're going to go ahead and create a plant. We'll turn the mirror function on for this. See how this looks. Just this by itself. No, well, maybe a little bit of darkness. Just a little bit. I do not know how this is going to turn out. The mirror function is extremely handy here, however. It actually doesn't look too bad. Yeah, I think this is fine. It doesn't look too planty, but that's probably okay. We could put a couple of spots on it, I guess. Turn off the mirror function and just put some spots on this bad boy. I don't know if it looks like an herb now, but it definitely looks botanical, so that's good enough for me. Placing these herbas beside this house. Feels good so far. Feels pretty good so far. I'm liking it. All right, the next part of our adventure is to make the rest of this map. I'd like to have more than just 2 quests for this game. Copy the lady, paste her here. Now I just got to worry about changing the graphics. Most excellent. Event settings. The only thing is I have to remember to change the graphic for each one of these sheets. Oops. I could change that to where it's just all one event. That might make things a little bit easier on me, but that's okay. I've come this far, this way. I won't worry too much about it. All right, I will not spoil how to get to the fishing pole that the next NPC needs. I'm thinking that I could probably pull from samples, though. Go to survival. Yeah, there's a rod here. Oh, it's amazing. Oh my God, it's lovely. I love that. Man, that is really nice. Really, really nice. It looks nicer than anything I've made. All right, that's cool. Let's go ahead and just export it as is. Wow. All right, after all that, it's time to test some of the gathering I've got in place. Okay, I have 3 quests complete, tested, done, working. I like it. I like it a lot. I think I'm going to have a total of 5 or 6 quests, and then I'll make the intro, and I'll make a couple of different endings depending on what you do during these quests, and then I'll be able to submit this to the jam finally. So I may do another devlog video on kind of what it looks like as it's closer to completion, but if you're interested in this sort of thing, I hope you'll check it out. I'll make sure to put the project file out there as well on my itch.io page after I submit this to the jam. Again, this is Patchwork's Endra Jam. I'll put a link to it in the description below if you'd like to join. You could just make whatever game you'd like based on his Endran characters, whatever engine you like. It doesn't have to be SGB or Bakken or anything in particular. But anyways, if you've made it this far, thank you very much for watching. I just wanted to make a casual devlog video, let the camera run while I was doing a lot of stuff and talking, and I did edit it for a time. But besides that, you've gotten to see kind of my process, just my approach for something like this. Anyways, that's all for today. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.